Some villains are created by ambition, some by fear. Luca Blight was created by trauma and chose to become a monster. Luca Blight was feared long before the war began, among enemies, among allies, even within his own army. They called him the Mad Prince, not as mockery, but as a warning. From an early age, Luca displayed an unnatural talent for violence. His temper was volatile, his presence overwhelming, and his skill with the blade, unmatched. By the age of 11, he was already considered one of Highland's finest swordsmen, trained personally by Han Cunningham, refined, relentless, deadly. But Luca was not born cruel. He was broken. In the year SY 443, when Luca was 10 years old, the royal caravan of the Blight family was ambushed. Bandits, they were called, but Luca saw the truth. Their discipline, their equipment, they were soldiers. Men trained by the city-states of Joustin. In the chaos, Luca's father, King Agary's Blight, ran. He fled, leaving Luca and his mother behind. Luca was forced to hide, helpless, silent, as his mother, Queen Sarah, was violated by the attackers. An act meant not just to harm, but to humiliate, to break. They were eventually rescued, but the damage was done. Luca did not forgive his father. He did not forgive Joustin, and he did not forgive the world. His mother never recovered. She fell into catatonia, alive but gone, and something inside Luca died with her. From that moment on, Luca embraced violence not as a tool, but as identity. He hunted down the men responsible, slaughtered them without mercy, and felt nothing. As he grew older, Luca learned to hide his hatred behind charisma, behind command, behind strength. The Highland army adored him, feared him, followed him without question. Because Luca led from the front, and he never asked his soldiers to do anything he wouldn't do himself. King Agary's remained on the throne, but Luca held the real power. And when his father signed a truce with Joustin, Luca decided the world needed to burn again. In the year SY 460, Luca orchestrated the massacre of the Unicorn Brigade. Highland soldiers slaughtered, and the blame placed squarely on the city-states. It was not war by accident. It was war by design. Thus began the Dunon Unification War, fueled not by necessity, but by Luca's hunger for destruction. As commander-in-chief of the Highland Army, Luca unleashed devastation. Villages burned, civilians slaughtered. Toto, Riou, names erased from the map, lives reduced to ash. At the mercenary fortress, Luca murdered Pol and nearly killed Pilica, a child, stopped only by Victor and Flick. Moments like this reveal the truth. Luca did not wage war. He indulged in it. When Luca captured Jowy Atreides, a spy from Muse, he did not kill him. He broke him, manipulated him, used him, forced him to assassinate Mayor Annabelle, forced him to open the gates of Muse City. And when Muse fell, Luca smiled. With Muse under his control, Luca began sacrificing prisoners to the Beast Rune, seeking power, destruction, annihilation, not conquest, obliteration. As resistance mounted, Luca turned inward, and finally, on his father. During a knight's oath ceremony, Luca conspired with Jowy to poison King Agary's. Jowy cut himself. Agary's drank the blood and died shortly after. Luca ascended the throne of Highland and rejoiced, because the man he hated most was finally gone. But Luca's brutality had gone too far, even for monsters. Jowy and Leon Silverberg turned against him. Working with the New Alliance army, they set a trap. During a night raid, Luca was ambushed, and still, he would not fall. He cut through soldiers, archers, warriors, laughing, bleeding, unstoppable. Wounded and forced to flee, Luca found a small wooden amulet. Inside, fireflies. For a brief moment, he stopped, watching their light fade, seeing perhaps how fleeting existence truly was. Fear flickered, introspection followed, and then he crushed it. The fireflies signaled his position. Arrows filled the night, piercing flesh, breaking bone, and still, Luca fought on. Cornered, wounded beyond reason, Luca faced the leader of the New Alliance army in a final duel, and even then, he laughed, mocked, refused mercy. Luca Blight died as he lived, defiant, unrepentant, surrounded by the consequences of his own hatred. Luca was not a tragedy, he was a warning of what happens when trauma is fed power, when pain is given an army, when cruelty is mistaken for strength. Next time, we step away from monsters and mad princes and turn our attention to something else entirely. Two survivors, two legends, two men who keep fighting, even when they don't know how to stop. Flick and Victor. I'm Sonia Walker, and this is Suikoden 2.